the bell so you never miss our latest videos. Join the fun in the BTW Vault.
Victory will be attained by the first wrestler to score either a pinfall or submission, or the first wrestler to escape the cage either through the door or over the top onto the floor. Ladies and gentlemen, introducing first the challenger from Boca Raton, Florida, weighing 230 pounds,
knows full well that not only are there two prestigious titles on the line, but also EC3's unpinned, unsubmitted streak, which has lasted over 2 years and counting now. EC3 indeed lost the TNA World Championship at Bound for Glory 2015, but in a three-way matchup when Matt Hardy had pinned the other individual in the matchup, Drew Galloway. EC3 filed an injunction. It led to the TNA World Title Series, a tournament that spawned and spread across the entire roster to give everybody a shot. It came down to Carter and Hardy, but Hardy shocked the world with his actions. The betrayal of Carter's bodyguard Tyrus, and EC3 was found in the unfamiliar role of a challenger, and while not pinned or submit, still defeated under dubious means by the man we're about to introduce. Iconic. You can call him Big Money Matt, but by any name, Matt Hardy has reached a plateau that very, very few and far between even come close to attaining. The Omega Championship and promotion as a whole has been synonymous with Hardy since day one in his career, and most recently, he's made the TNA World title his own, although the means have been the subject of much controversy and conjecture.
Before I get in this cage, I want you to know one thing. You cannot beat me. And tonight, I see you wearing red and you look like a North Carolina State quarterback. I'm going to treat you just like my beloved North Carolina Tar Heels.
Competitors find common ground there.
The only reason Daniel Bryan retired is because he was going to have to cut the TNA and he knew he couldn't beat me.
jugular, reminding Matt of his intense differences with his brother Jeff currently. Matt maybe feels, maybe in his own mind, maybe not, that he's perhaps been overshadowed by Jeff through much of his career, and he's been acting out quite inappropriately as a result. It was Matt Hardy. Oh, wait.
Jeff is better stuff right now because he's not. He knows this man. He never will be. He is always has been anymore.
No sympathy from Matt Hardy when Jeff was injured recently on Impact Wrestling thanks to an Eric Young pile driver. Matt Hardy certainly seemed to take delight in watching his brother injured. How heartless and cold can you be? But as the bell sounds, to finish and elaborate on my point earlier, it was EC3 who had won that TNA World Title Series, coming down to him and Matt Hardy, and that drove Matt over the edge. And really that was the catalyst to Matt's change of heart, stealing EC3's bodyguard Tyrus from him, and defeating EC3 in a controversial last man standing matchup. The amount of bad blood that's built between Hardy and EC3 really since last fall and continues today is palpable. And it took a steel cage to sign this matchup here tonight, to contain these men and their ill will for one another. Pinfall or submission will do it, or escaping the cage. Keep in mind, as I mentioned, Carter has not been pinned or submit in his entire career as part of TNA Impact Wrestling, well over 2 years. Hard physical strikes by Carter to Hardy. And time to count along with EC3. And the challenger coming prepared, Hardy for the ride. Clothesline connects, and there will be no Tyrus, there will be no outside involvement that we know of. From this matchup, steel cage will keep them confined. Hardy set in, and EC3 went for the EC3 splash, and there you see the dangers of the cage as the bottom drops out. Hardy connects with EC3 center ring into the cover, but only one. Great championship instincts by Carter to get off his back, but that EC3 splash, Carter gets so much height on it, so much velocity, but with that steel cage just behind the corner, Hardy knew to get out of the way and knew the damage it would do. That's the experience of Hardy, who's been in far more cage matches than EC3. Hardy drops the leg. Carter finds himself in a precarious position. And you don't want to get closer to the steel, sir. Nothing there for you, nothing there that feels good. And then you see some of those jagged edges that if they catch you the wrong way will slice your skin up easily. Hardy is raking the flesh of Carter across that cage. Hardy calculated and methodical as he begins to systematically dissect EC3, but barely to that time on that cover attempt. And Hardy, the focus, the aggression, I truly think that when Hardy was defeated by EC3 at the end of that World Title Series, something in his mind or in his psyche just snapped. And we have not seen the same Matt Hardy ever since. And we talked earlier on in the broadcast about, EC3 reverses, and Hardy hits the steel. He may have hit that support beam. And we talked earlier about a home field advantage for the likes of Jeff Hardy and the Hurricane, as Carter connects with an elbow right around the rib cage, cover for two. Much of Hardy's perceived hometown advantage has been negated. The Cameron, North Carolina native has not done anything to endear himself to Raleigh or anywhere across this world as Hardy. Digging into the eyes and firing away with one of the hardest right hands in the industry today. undeniable. EC3 trying to fight back. You don't want to get into a slugfest with the Sensei of Mattitude and Hardy with a sleeper. And keep in mind, both championships, Omega Heavyweight title and the TNA World Heavyweight Championship, are at stake. EC3 could leave a dual champion and leave not just with his property, as many think, the TNA World title, but the Omega Championship, which has been a brand synonymous with Hardy for at least 2 decades. The ultimate disrespect to Matt Hardy could occur, courtesy of EC3. As Hardy tries to wear away at Ethan Carter. Carter can be very explosive. He can be very dynamic. Hardy knows that firsthand. Hardy knows the perils of trying to beat that which, at least on the surface, seems to be unbeatable. And he's successfully done it, but he's not pinned the man yet. And if EC3 has anything to say about it, it won't happen tonight. We can sense the polarizing atmosphere these men have created. Both men with very strong personalities, very strong motives. Neither one will win most popular, but they will fight their hearts out for what they believe is right. EC3 splash connects the second time. Hardy nowhere to go. One-man flapjack. And EC3 could be sensing victory moments away. Could this be the 1%er? Hardy out of the way. Twist of fate. EC3 counters. Hardy with the side effect. Side effect, hook of the leg, and no. A Hardy specialty. It's won many a match for him over the years. It will not stop. EC3 and his hopeful journey back to the top. Hardy sends Carter in for the ride, puts the brakes on Carter. Learned his lesson, looks nowhere near that cage. Leg sweep, DDT, but no. Ethan Carter pulling off some innovation. That's a hard topic to match Matt Hardy at, but Carter thus far doing well. Hardy to his feet, Carter waiting for him, 1%er. Hardy counters again. Duck of the clothesline, here we go. Mid-wing collision, both champion and challenger down. An issue that began for these men 6 months ago. No clear-cut winner since then. Titles have changed hands, injunctions have been filed, tournaments have been held, allegiances have changed, but still, even in late February of 2016, these men battle out a stalemate. Hardy gets the upper hand. Carter hits the TKO. Hardy is down. Whoa, 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 what is this? That's Danny Miles and that's C.W. Anderson. We saw them make life miserable earlier tonight for Jeff Hardy. But what are they doing out here? EC3's ready to escape the cage. He's going to win 2 titles and Hardy from behind. I guess now we know who sent Miles and Anderson after Jeff Hardy as Matt hits the twist of fate. EC3 going to be pinned? No! An historic historic unpinned streak not ready to end yet. The longest undefeated streak of the modern era of wrestling as far as pinfall or submission is concerned. And Matt Hardy measures Carter, perhaps for a second twist of fate. A most cruel one at that. No, EC3 counters. Oh no. Live contact was made with the official. 1%er. EC3 got the 1%er. And we got a cover. And we should have a new champion. Here comes Miles. Here comes C.W. Anderson. EC3 never saw him coming. And EC3 is fighting for his life. It's 3-on-1. Oh, a super kick. We saw the damage it did to Helms earlier. And Matt Hardy's escaped. The official revived to see Hardy on the outside. He's won via escape. Both titles still intact.
Of this bout, and still TNA and Omega World Heavyweight Champion, Matt Hardy.
Hardy's still world champion. Still reaps all the glory and benefits. But once again, has to sell out. Has to lower himself. Has to sacrifice his integrity to do it. And you gotta ask yourself, Matt, is it really worth it? BTWPro.com. Find us on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us on a historic night as wrestling returns to the Dorton Arena.
same way, whatever it takes. So I respect what you do. I know you respect what I do. We'll continue to compete. Let's just shake hands.